Welcome to Love and Money, the podcast of Prosperity U LLC, where we discuss what's happening to us, and what can we do about it. In this episode, we will discuss Trump versus Biden, Trump versus Corona, and Miami versus the Lakers. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And if you appreciate the show, go ahead and show it in Cash App at $Prosperity U LLC. But before we go in, let's take a moment to invest in the brand. Climbing Wall Street 2.0 builds upon its predecessor with a simple new strategy for stock trading that anyone can apply. This quick but priceless video tutorial imparts a key life-changing principle that will revolutionize your life and provide steady profits to your stock portfolio. Take the time to take the knowledge. Be financially disciplined and let this new strategy grow your portfolio.
Do that freaky jam on the beat. Busy with that butter shit, that bomb beat. Did you double did that song sing. Flicky with some butter, so that phone thing. If you cheeky cheddar, check, I get her own cheese. And the chicken with that head or get service that won't be with the official with that whole sleeve. Bloody feet, each other, wish that with that long.
I got racks at ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks at ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks at ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got.
Welcome to our temperature check segment where we discuss current events. Boy, oh boy, what a week it's been in politics. It's been a special week in politics and political history. Trump versus Biden, the debate. The schoolyard debate. Who could jump farther? Who could race fast? Remember the little things you used to argue about in the schoolyard? And then the kid, then you find yourself arguing with the bully, and then the bully has you arguing about like things that are completely irrelevant. Or like, and then you're like, yo, why are we arguing about this? Why can't we focus, right? This is exactly. It was just a schoolyard debate. It was two second graders, arguing about whose G.I. Joe looks better, or whose basketball bounces the highest. Like. It was silly, and it's all a ruse, and whatever you may call it, and a distraction to the real issues that affect real people. And I couldn't sit through it. I tried to. I wanted to pay attention to it. I wanted to have it on while I was doing other things, but I just couldn't allow that energy into my system. And I wanted to watch it with an analytical mind, but that doesn't work with the kind of politician. I wouldn't say these kind of politicians, but the kind of politician that we have in this debate. You know what I mean? It's a sign of the times, as to, why we chose a president like this, Let me get to my points. Let me get to the two main points that I picked up from it that really matter was the whole Proud Boys thing. I don't know what that was about. Proud Boys. I have an idea. I mean, most of us have an idea, it's white supremacist, old-fashioned, old-minded, unprogressive-minded white supremacists. And whatever that may mean, it just doesn't sound well. I've heard a lot of criticism on this topic. and how like I'll give a shout out to who I got it from, Funky Dineva. I get a lot of input from the gays. You know, they have a very dynamic perspective on things. You know, being feminine in a man. You know, being feminine in a man at the same time. You tend to have a very dynamic perspective and outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? So I pick a lot from their brains. Pause. But he said that Trump has a way of framing things in a very vague, ambiguous way. You know what I'm saying? That it's divisive, but it's vague and ambiguous at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And it's very crafty. It's very crafty, and it's something to pay attention to. And I like that. It's a way. It's a new breed of politics. It's a new breed of politics. Not the divisive part, not to be divisive, but to be vague and ambiguous at the same time. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like Proud Boys, huh? I mean, and it's really, ultimately, he's just speaking in code to whoever he wants to speak to. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. But yeah, like, anyway, yeah, white supremacy. Because I guess the moderator was questioning him about condemning white supremacy, or how he felt about white supremacy, or whatever. And then another comedian, Mark Schultz, I want to say it's Mark Schultz. I want to say his name is Mark, but I know his last name is Schultz. From the Brilliant Idiots podcast with Charlemagne the God, he said that Trump may not necessarily be a white supremacist. However, he understands that most of his base are white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? So he tries to cater to them. He's just catering to whoever fucks with him. Whoever fucks with him, he fucks with. You know what I mean? And that's how most narcissists roll. They don't really care whether you eat babies or not, as long as you support him. I hate to say, oh God, that's so terrible. It's that terrible. It is. It's really, narcissists are that terrible. They can be that terrible. So yeah. So I get it. He's speaking to whoever he wants to speak to keep it, to maintain his position of power, because that's what narcissists are all about. As long as they can hold the stage, they can stay on the stage. I had a friend of mine tell me that he's doing whatever he can to stay in office so that he doesn't walk out of the Oval Office and into a prison. Because now, since he's been in office, so many things have been brought to light, and that, you know, he won't be able to buy his way out of it or fire his way out of it like he did when he was in office. He'll have to face the music once he gets out of office. So he's going to do everything he can to stay in power. The whole tax evasion thing, Biden tried to harp on that. Tax evasion, like, nah, ain't nobody really gonna throw too many stones on that topic right there. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody really gonna throw too many stones on tax evasion. That's something we can all understand. You know what I'm saying? We all pay taxes, right? Even you either paying taxes or evading taxes. You know what I'm saying? Either or. At the end of the day, you know, you go shopping, you know, they tell you it's $2.99 plus tax. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, either you evading taxes or you paying them. Either or. So yeah, we can't throw too many stones on that one. How to argue with a narcissist? How to debate a narcissist? The key is to never debate them. When you're pitted against them in a formal debate, the key is to fight fire with gasoline. Don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with gasoline. Meaning this. This is what Biden should have done. Everyone has a take on how Biden should have carried this. And this is, so I'm just going to fall in line. Whatever. Roll your eyes. I don't care. This is how Biden should have fought fire with gasoline. Fighting fire with fire would be to talk over the moderator and bicker and go back and forth over nothing, over trivial topics like Trump tries to do, to throw him off and take everything, throw the attention off of him, and then throw the attention at everything except him. That's what Trump tries to do, right? So if Biden would have played his game, which most of what he made an effort not to play his game, but he ended up doing so anyway. If Biden would have played his game, that would be fighting fire with fire. Fighting fire with gasoline would be to beat him at his own game, being ignore him, bring up the topics that you want to bring up, and focus on those topics regardless of what he says. He's gonna make his accusations. He's gonna throw mud, and he's gonna fling mud. It is what it is. But if you stay steadfast and stay on your topics and don't feed into anything and don't pay him any mind at whatsoever, because two things a narcissist can't live without is attention. One thing a narcissist can't live without is attention, and then the other thing is power, right? So if you take away the attention from him, you have half the battle. So what I mean, that's why I say fight fire with gasoline, because now he's gonna implode and self-destruct. He's gonna want that. He's gonna crave that attention more and more. He's gonna see that you're not being distracted by him. You're not wavered or phased by any of his antics, and he's just gonna go harder and harder. And by the end of the debate, he's gonna look sillier and sillier. And you're gonna look like you're gonna be composed, and you're gonna be, you're just gonna be fully composed. And at the end of it all, and that's what narcissists are all about. They're all about looks, the look of things, right? The how it plays off in the eyes of the masses. And so, in so doing that, in so staying steadfast and sticking to your own topics and ignoring him, he's gonna self-destruct and make you. And by trying to make you look bad, he's gonna end up making you look good. I talk about this in my book, Ratchetology. I talk about it in my book, Ratchetology. So yeah, don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with gasoline. Take that to the bank. Bring me back my change. Thank you very much. This week. This is such a great week. Oh my God. I thought it was a slow news week, but I take it all back. I mean, it's a quality news week. It's not a quantity news week. It's a quality news week. Yes. Okay, come on, please. Don't gloat. Please, no, stop gloating. No. Don't gloat. Okay, all right, here we go. You ready? Okay, great. Trump got the Rona. Stop. You're gloating again. Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is yo, I know his team must be sitting in the war room right now, like really beating their heads on a wall. I'm telling you, like they really thought this up and drummed this up and strategically timed everything. Like, okay, so this could be a lie or a scheme. Simply because of the timing. His stance. I think his team sees where they are after the debate. I don't know. I think the country is Trump fatigued right now, especially after 2020. Oh Lord, whew. The country is very Trump fatigued, and I think he saw how it looked. He saw his look after the debate. I think Biden didn't do the best job, but he did the best job that he could facing someone like Trump. And so the timing of it can make it can draw some sort of skepticism. So that's in the case of it being a lie. The scheme of it would be the benefit of putting the news out, because he could have had it all along and not said anything. I mean, he's the president. The only news that goes out about him is the news that he wants to put out. So why would he want to put out that news? And why would he want to put it out at a time like this? You see what I'm saying? Like, however many months, days, and weeks before the election day. You see what I'm saying? So, it could be a lie, but it is definitely a scheme. It could be a lie, but it is definitely a scheme. Now, it could be true. It could be true, but that truth is shrouded and clouded in the in the midst of all the propaganda, in the midst of it being released in the way that it was. You know what I mean? So it could be true, but the truth is just shrouded in propaganda. You know what I mean? I think the only thing hanging in the balance is, okay, they could lie all they want. They could be a scheme. They could lie or scheme all they want. But if this motherfucker dies behind this shit, then yeah, then it's nothing to play with. And I think what they're really, I think if there's a scheme, if there's any scheme in place, the scheme is to play on the psychology of the American people when it comes to the fear in the pandemic. You know what I mean? Because his role as the president, even the president is infected. Like, how much more serious are people going to take the coronavirus going into election day? You see what I'm saying? And this is just a ploy to discourage people from going out to vote or doing more mail-in ballots. You see what I'm saying? Doing more mail-in ballots so they can scam the vote and do whatever shady, scammy stuff to the ballots. You know what I'm saying? If more people are scared, there are more scared people. But then again, most of the people that are shaken up and affected by the coronavirus, they say it's black people, but statistically it's not. But most of the people who are shaken up by the virus are his base. You know what I'm saying? So where's the psychology behind the scheme? Where's the psychology behind the scheme? See, that's the thing. So yeah, this is a tricky, playful, this is a tricky wolf cry. This is the boy crying wolf, and we're not sure whether it's really a wolf or whether he's just crying wolf. You see what I'm saying? Because so on one hand, it could be a lie. It could be a lie and a scheme to play on the psychology of the American people in the midst of a pandemic. It could be true, and then the release of the truth could be a scheme in and of itself. But then if it's true, then he could actually die from it, because he's the main, his demographic is a main target. Like elderly, white male, overweight, he's a main target for that virus. You see what I'm saying? He's been hospitalized. In the military hospital. He's getting all sorts of specialized training or whatever. He's been heavily quarantined. Okay, great, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cross your T's and dot your I's. Great. But at the end of the day, how will this play out? No one knows. And this is keeping everybody on their toes. Everybody's watching this. The world is watching this. The world is watching this. The president, you know what I'm saying? And he's not the first world leader to be infected. I think the British Prime Minister got infected. You know what I'm saying? And he may be. I didn't check the sources on it, but he may or may not be recovering. So how does it help or hurt? I'm going to read this. Analysts. Oh, and I have another good Yeah. Analysts are already considering scenarios that include Trump continuing his campaign but curtailing public events, including his next debate with Democratic nominee, former Vice President, or possibly withdrawing from electoral contention altogether should his condition worsen. The former Vice President tested negative on Friday. Even if Trump remains asymptomatic, excuse me, he will have to be isolated for an undetermined period of time at a crucial moment for his campaign. Election day is only 30 some odd days away. If the president becomes sick and must be replaced as a candidate, the responsibility for replacing him would fall on the 168 members of the Republican National Committee. Sparks wrote in the research note for the that group would have a similar weight as the votes at a Republican convention. Okay. Another potential outcome, however unlikely it may seem, is that an embattled president garners a wave of sympathy, like I was saying, the psychology of the people, a wave of sympathy from a weary public that polls suggest is prepared to oust him next month. As long as he recovers, this is good news for Trump's election odds. It distracts from his first debate performance and gets him at least some sympathy regarding this pandemic. This also puts the spotlight on Joe Biden's campaign during the quarantine period. Trump would emerge with a new lease on life in mid-October. So this is this is Trump's way of getting in the political gym. You know what I'm saying? And lifting weights and coming back, coming out of quarantine mid-October and then strutting his stuff. You know what I mean? And signaling to the American, signaling to his base that once again this corona ain't shit, and we can overcome this, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like it's just this is all part of. This is the scheme. I think that's the scheme. I think he may truly be infected, but the scheme is to play on the American psychology going into the election period. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. I think he's but everyone's saying it's a lie. I mean, whether it is or it isn't, ultimately it's a scheme to play on the psychology of the American people. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing goes out about him unless he wants it to go out. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, especially coming directly from him like that. If COVID incapacitates Trump, the 25th Amendment kicks in. So now this is how serious this has become, because now we talking about amendments and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the whole Constitution or whatever. I don't think I've gone this deep into the amendments, because everyone learns the Bill of Rights up front. You know what I'm saying? It's like the first 10 amendments, maybe. Yeah. So now we're going deep into politics here, but I think this is good to know. This is really good to be aware of and understand the gears in how this works. It just to pay attention to, because these are the people who create the rules and the rules and laws and legislation that trickle down to you. Whether it may not affect you directly, it may not affect your pockets or your quality of living directly, but it does trickle down to you or your community in some way. So it's good to know these things. The 25th Amendment, proposed by Congress and ratified by the states in the aftermath of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, provides procedures for replacing the president or vice president in the event of death, removal, resignation, or incapacitation. The Watergate scandal of the 1970s saw the application of these procedures, first when Gerald Ford replaced Spiro Agnew as vice president, then when he replaced Nixon as president, and then when Nelson Rockefeller filled the resulting vacancy to become the vice president. Yeah, so this amendment has kicked in the past, And there's other several occasions I refrain from mentioning. It's not necessary at the moment. But yeah, this amendment has kicked in the past, and it has affected the country. You know what I'm saying? Presidents are human. You know what I mean? We're all human, and we have to have political contingencies for certain offices, just naturally, and so it just makes sense to consider this amendment in a time like this. You know what I'm saying? If whether or not it's true or a lie, the fact that he's stepping down for health reasons and his health is in jeopardy at this moment, or allegedly his health is in jeopardy, then this is a contingency that we ought to be aware of. The Constitution has a clear answer when it comes to handling presidential transfer to power, the 25th Amendment. Though the Constitution originally spelled out it was silent on how that moment would be determined. There were, in fact, long stretches when presidents were down and out and a staff member or spouse took over duties, such was the case after James Garfield was shot and after Woodrow Wilson had a stroke. The 25th Amendment to the Constitution, passed by Congress in 1965 and ratified in 1967 when Nevada became the 38th state to approve it, fills a constitutional gap and lays out how and when power can be transferred to the vice president in the event the president can't continue his duties. Specifically, Sections 3 and 4 of the amendment outline the process. Section 3 addresses the simple and straightforward scenario in which the president determines for himself that he's incapacitated. It also allows him to determine when he feels he can resume his duties. You read up on those sections of the 25th Amendment, Sections 3 and 4. I'm not going to go too deep and take up too much time. One thing to keep in mind is that even if the president were to lose the congressional vote on whether he should stay in or not, he wouldn't be removed from office. So if he disagrees with the assessment of the vice president, his cabinet, and 2/3 of Congress, he can repeat the process to regain his powers. So this is not actually impeaching him. This is just like him taking like a leave or something. You know what I'm saying? Although, however nice it may be, it's just not necessarily his impeachment. It's not him getting out of the office. It's just him stepping down for a little bit. But if he were to get sick while Trump is incapacitated, the Presidential Succession Act of 1947 would be what's used to determine who's next in line to act as president. Under this statute, and these are post-World War II laws, because a lot went down in World War II. Under this statute, that would be House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Boy, that would be a cold day in Trump's hell, would it? Under the statute, that would be House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, but there's no clear process for such transfer of power. Yeah, that's why, and you know, we all know Pelosi is for the Democrats, and that's the last thing Trump would want in a time like this. Is, you know what I mean? Because Pelosi to step in office, you know what I'm saying? She would pretty much tear apart everything he's built, his house of cards. You know, everybody he's had in his back pocket and so on and so forth. She would just, rip them to shreds. You know what I'm saying? Nancy Pelosi is a shrewd beast, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? She's that queen on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? She's not the most important piece, but she's the most dangerous. You know what I mean? And yeah, Trump always he's always watching her through the corner of his eye. You know what I mean? And he has a healthy respect for her prowess. You know what I mean? Trump is 74 and overweight, two factors that put him at greater risk of experiencing serious complications from the virus. That has Some people wondering what would happen if the president's condition worsened and he became unable to perform his duties. I was talking to another friend of mine in the show. She was like, I don't wish him dead. I just let him lay down a little bit. Just take a rest. Just take a break. Oh, stop. Don't do it. Don't, no. The Tesla Cybertruck, Elon Musk's bulletproof electric pickup. The all-electric pickup seems to throw almost everything we thought we knew about automotive design out the window. There are no rounded corners or flowing aerodynamic lines, just sharp edges and dramatic angles. The vehicle's exterior has more in common with the polygonal vehicles in a primitive video game than it does any other cars currently on the market. But because this is a Tesla, the car promises some mighty impressive performance numbers, including 500 miles of range and the ability to tow up to a whopping 14,000 pounds. The entry-level pickup features one motor and a rear-wheel drive system with the 2 and 3 motor models will both have all-wheel drive. As you may have guessed, the more motors your Cybertruck has, the better its performance. With the tri-motor version able to zoom from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds, which is basically unheard for a production truck. As of now, Tesla has not released any information about the Cybertruck's horsepower, but we would expect each model to offer progressively more grunt. What we do know is that more motors will equal more range, with the top-of-the-line truck able to go the aforementioned 500 miles on a single charge. At the time it was announced, the vehicle's range the truck probably, let's get to the price. I think you get it. It's a pretty powerful truck, ain't it? Where is it? Despite its cutting-edge features and beefy performance, the single-motor model starts at an affordable $39,900. Wow. A pickup truck that cheap? Okay. Just for the single motor? Okay. Hey, I'm not mad at it. 39. Wow, 40 grand for a Tesla pickup truck. That's impressive. Okay. While the dual motor and tri-motor editions will sell as far as 50 grand and 70 grand respectively. You can also add Tesla's self-driving technology, autopilot, to the vehicle for $8,000 through the brand. Though the brand warns that costs may increase over time, it's also worth noting that Tesla's autopilot does not yet offer true autonomous driving. Rather, it serves as an enhanced driver assist feature for the vehicle. Hell no, don't never trust none of that shit. Don't never trust that shit. Technology is great, but it ain't that great. I think the only way we can really trust autonomous driving is like, if you remember I think it was one of those Wolverine movies where they had like highways and then they had like no. I think it was this video game Beyond Human or something. It was a movie. It was like in the near future, and they found a way to make androids or like human robot people, and artificial intelligence type people and stuff. And they had cars, but the cars drove along this like virtual railway on the road. Like the road had like a I don't know how to describe it, but the road had a digital lane on it, and the car followed that digital lane. And you didn't really drive the car. You just rode in the car while the car followed this digital lane on the road, on the physical road. And I thought that was like amazing. You know what I'm saying? You could increase the speed, decrease the speed. Of course, if you went so far beyond the speed limit, it wouldn't let you, whatever the case may be. I thought that was pretty dope. And so yeah, I think that is the only case where autonomous driving should be relied upon in a infrastructure such as, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're kind of like sitting in a death machine. You can't fully depend on something like that. But anything's possible, you know. That's the beauty of technology. Anything's possible. So yeah, you can get a single motor Tesla Cybertruck for about 40 grand. You know what I'm saying? I think that's wow. I want it. I like every episode I get on about, you know, electrical cars, and before I was iffy about it because they had all these hybrids and whatever, and then I saw the Lucid Air, and I was completely sold on that. That car was like super sexy to me. And now you can get a Tesla Cybertruck for 40 grand. Wow, like yeah. So yeah, buckle up, no pun intended, because I will definitely stunt for the gram on that one right there, okay? These new Lightform Tech wireless earbuds have gel-filled tips that mold to your ear. Hallelujah. Because I've been going through hell with my current earbuds. They do not my Apple AirPods. I have like the cheaper, like the $40 pair that I wear to the gym. And every time I do a push-up, that left ear slides out. It just slides to the left. Slides to the left. Reverse. Everybody clap your hands. So this is super duper perfect, man. This is perfect. A gel-filled earbud tip that molds to your ear. Like, oh my God. I didn't even check the price on it. Hopefully it's not that expensive. I'm gonna look up the price for me personally. Anyone who struggles to find the right pair of wireless earbuds knows that fit is almost as important as sound quality. No one wants a pair of headphones that keep falling out or get uncomfortable before the end of London Calling. Well, a new pair of buds from Ultimate Ears have been designed to fit your ear perfectly, no matter the shape or size of your ear. The audio company's newly unveiled UE Fits features special gel-filled tips that will mold to fit the contours of your ear. And while that may sound like a time-intensive process, the brand claims that the process takes less than a minute with its dedicated app. There are multiple benefits to this approach. The important one, of course, is a secure and comfortable fit. Ultimate Ears claims that the fit is so accurate that you won't have to worry about the earbuds falling out. Second, that the perfect seal helps increase passive noise isolation so that you can better appreciate the sound being pumped out by each headphone's 10mm driver. And I'm pretty sure for you sound technicians out there, you sound engineer technician people, you probably know the value and importance of a 10mm driver. I don't. More power to you. God bless you. But I'm pretty sure that it sounds pretty loud and it has a lot of boom to it. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved a good pair of headphones. You know, headphones got me through high school and junior high. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially riding New York City transit. You know what I'm saying? You need. Yeah, headphones got me through my adult life too in New York City. Praise God. So, yeah, who doesn't love a good pair of headphones, especially ones that fit custom to your ear? So, yeah, be sure not to share them with anyone, right? All right. All right, boys and girls. You know what time it is. That's right. It's time for the internet to internet. Get your popcorn ready, relax, and enjoy.
I don't want to fight with you.
I know you don't. That's why the you should have said nothing.
Any bitch that don't want to get it popping should keep their motherfucking mouth closed. That's rule number 1. Scary bitch 101.
Nigga would call me a bitch. I don't play that.
Hold up, bitch. Bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce that ass. Hold up, bitch.
Girl,
I worked for 5 minutes, so it's time to take a break.
Cameron, no. I don't care. I don't care. You cannot jump on the counter. We're black. That is Caucasian kitty shit. You don't.
Hey babies, welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe before I tell you anything about my actual content. Anyway, today you guys I have a big giveaway for you guys. $40,000. Yes. It's my student loans.
What the hell are we doing out there? We're getting embarrassed. Can I get back in the game? After the Kobe thing? Absolutely not. How about me, coach? How about me, coach? You're staying on the bench, coronavirus. How about me? Oh, you're riding the pine too, quarantine. Now, April and May. Oh, yeah. Yes, coach. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You are the worst 2 players I've ever coached. Ouch. June and July? Oh, God. I forgot you were even on the team. I did okay, though, right? You think a bit of good weather will make up for the Chadwick Boseman? I hoped it did. And September, I don't even know why we have you. You're awful at the best of times. That's a fair assessment, coach. Now we're running out of time to save this game. October, tell them what you're going to do. Spikes in cases of coronavirus. Fuck me.
Now everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up. Look, look. Now while he stands tough, notice that this man did not have his hands up. The 3 worlds got you gassed up. Now who's afraid of the big bad boy?
Oh my god.
called for, taken, and the play fake, quick slant, quick completion. And a first down, a pick up of 14 to Jalen Preston. How pretty things off for the Aggies offensively, almost to midfield, and now they're across midfield as Spiller takes it in. Skellerman in the backfield. They fake it to him and flip it out in the flat, complete to Weidermeyer, the tight end I talked about, and he's got a first down. That ball down, second down at 10. Here's Alex Smith, and he got to the edge, and he is quick to the 21. And a first opening, 4.5 minutes. Mond going to go back that way again, and this time off the fingertips of Jay, who hit one field goal last week. We'll try one here, and it is way no good. Jones sets, going to go deep, got a man, and got it, complete. John Mechie, touchdown. 78 yards for the score. So if you're an Alabama fan and you were worried there wouldn't be a third, watch.
Try to take a little bit of the pressure off of him, but yes, he is coming off a very tough game on Sunday in that loss.
He wings it here, completes the pass to Hogan. That's going to be a yard shy of a first down. There's been unprecedented scoring across the league through the first 3 weeks. Darnold will take it and get it. After missing the first 4 snaps, Darnold completes the pass to Gore, and Gore is dropped. The ball came out, but he was down. Third down coming up after a gain of 6. And
came into the night, though, wanting to play, went through pregame warmups, testing it, but they decided he was not going to start tonight. But as you can see, he is out there with the brace on that shoulder, Joe.
You know, Vic Fangio in the secondary as well. He's been trying to just piece this defense together as best he can.
A blitz. Darnold is able to stay upright. Wow, what a play by Darnold. Wanted to go down, still going. Inside the 10 for the touchdown. There are no flags, and that is all Sam Darnold. Shy.
Now once again, we say hello, everyone, with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand, Rachel Nichols with us as game 2 is underway.
And they have to respond better.
Danny Green floats that up, and Dwight Howard throws it down.
It happens to come, and it certainly has been called on for him in game 2.
Tyler Hero with the fake, sidestep, and knocks down the 3. Hero with the 3-pointer. They've hit 2 of 3 from downtown. Alley up inside. Well defended by Crowder, but right there is Dwight Howard, who's very aggressive early. Says he needs to be more aggressive looking for a shot without Dragic and Adebayo. That shot didn't go. Ball deflected. Caldwell Pope dives on the floor and saves it. James drives, pass inside, Howard again, and the foul. Offensive rebound, Davis, and the follow, the size. Butler gets in the paint, blocked by Howard, picked up by Danny Green. Green back to James. James charges down the lane, goes inside, and easily lays it up in huge minutes.
So, Miami and LA. Miami's fighting. They fighting and they clawing and scratching, and they really trying to, really earn whatever they get out of LA. Like I've been talking about, LA is very oversized. You know what I'm saying? They're oversized and very athletic. They have the generalship of LeBron James on the court, and his vision and his assertiveness is so threatening. It's so threatening, and the only way you could beat a team like that is to have more weapons than they do. You know what I'm saying? Or match their size and athleticism. If you look at the court, it always looks like there are more Laker players on the court than Miami players. Like, that's how oversized they are. They kind of like dwarf them a little bit in the paint. You know what I mean? But they do what they can. I would say as I'm recording this, they've only played 2 games so far, and the Lakers are leading both games. But I would say that if the Lakers win Game 3, then I'm gonna call it a sweep. You know what I mean? Because I think at this point, you know, Miami needs to make a statement win in the playoffs. That third win, that 2-1 win is like always a statement win. It's just letting the other team know, like, you're not gonna sweep us, you're not gonna walk all over us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no slouch. You're gonna respect us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so yeah, I think it's important for Miami to win Game 3, because you don't want to go into Game 4 with your back against the wall. Ultimately, that's just how this thing works. You know, if you go into Game 4 and it's the best of 7, you know what I'm saying, and you go into Game 4 and you haven't won, you down 3-0 in the series, then like that Game 4 is just like so do or die, and you don't want to be do or die against a team as good as the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Because when you under that kind of pressure, you're liable to make mistakes, and a team as good as the Lakers, they will make you pay for those mistakes. It looked like LA has a lot of 3-point shooting. They're not really, you know, taking advantage of the paint or the mid-range, and, you know, they're not really about the post up and the fadeaway. They're more so about, you know, just taking it easy and just knocking down those straight pounders if we can. And, you know, that's what, you know, the league has been migrating to anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the Lakers are really exploiting that, because I think the game plan of Miami is to crowd the paint. You know what I'm saying? And so when LA kicks it out, they're saying, all right, we can chase you down and contest the shot, but we value the paint. Because y'all are so big, we value the paint more than chasing down the jump shot. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they leave open a lot of guys in the perimeter to just shoot threes all day. And then that's how the Lakers kept maintaining their lead. You know what I mean? But Miami is very strong in the paint. Even though they're not as big as LA, they're very strong in the paint. And it's just, they just don't have the personnel. I think Olynyk's good. You know, Bam Adebayo, he can jump through the roof, and he's very skilled and dominant. You know what I'm saying? But he can't do it by himself in the paint. You know what I mean? Olynyk is very good too. Olynyk is very good, but they kind of run as a tandem. They never really necessarily run simultaneously. They kind of run as a tandem. And so yeah, you know, Crowder, he's doing the best he can. Iguodala's doing the best he can too. You know, but you know, the Lakers are they're talented and physically gifted, and it's just hard to you know, and that gets you far in basketball. Being talented and physically gifted gets you very far in basketball, and so it's just a scary look. You know what I mean? Cam Newton tests positive for COVID, and the Patriots and Kansas City game are postponed and rescheduled. It's sad. It's sad that this has to happen. You know, I think I see this happening. This is probably going to happen a lot in the NFL. But I just hate that, you know, this is Cam's redemption season, you know, coming off of his injury and the state of affairs with Carolina, that he has to go through this. But I don't think this will really set him back much. This is just, you know, he's healthy now. You know, he's healthy. So, you know, this is more like, I guess, I don't know, like, you know, just a little break, a little, you know, bye week a bye week or two in the midst of the season, extra bye week, you know. But this is what this pandemic does, and it's gonna do to the sports industry, period. You know, a lot of things we would expect to come to pass are being postponed and canceled, you know. So I think this is just par for the course right about now until this whole pandemic dies down or we come through with some sort of vaccine. But let's get ready for the main course while we take a break to invest in the brand. Climbing Wall Street 2.0 builds upon its predecessor with a simple new strategy for stock trading that anyone can apply. This quick but priceless video tutorial imparts a key life-changing principle that will revolutionize your life and provide steady profits to your stock portfolio. Take the time to take the knowledge. Be financially disciplined and let this new strategy grow your portfolio.
Do that freaky jam on the beat. Busy with that butter shit, that bone beat. Did you double do that song sing. Flicky with some butter, so that phone clean. If you cheeky cheddar chuck, I'll get her own cheese. It's a chicken with that head, or get bitch that won't be with the official with that whole steez. Bloody titty feather, wish that with that long
I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do.
Ooh, I got a ratchet one for y'all. So, I questioned the ladies. I said, have you ever gotten that she told me to delete your number, call, or text? I don't know this. I don't know if this is a thing. I remember the comedian Mike Epps joked about it. He had a whole set about it, a little bit about it in his set. About how the guy, he's whimpering on the phone and he's calling his side pieces, and his girl is smacking him upside the head, and he's like, yeah, she told me to delete your number and never speak to me again. What is it about infidelity prevention that people think that, and it's funny because when I posted this on my timeline, the women were saying, well, yeah, I just comply. Like, he gave me the heads up. Like, some of them were saying, oh yeah, he gave me the heads up, so I just went along and said, okay, I won't speak to him again. And meanwhile, he stored the woman's number as a different name, or the guy would change his. Some of them were saying that the guy would change his number every time he get in a new relationship, and then keep giving her the new number. You know what I'm saying? However, I posed this question to the ladies because I was wondering, what is the other woman's side of the story? Like, what is it? Like, what's her perspective? Or I try to put myself in her shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's this guy that I used to mess with, now hitting me up, telling me, like, involuntarily, under duress, telling me that we need to stop messing around. You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to take that? From my experiences as a man, when you have, routine dick appointments, you know what I'm saying? As long as, things are, as long as, the river's flowing like it's supposed to flow, and, everything is smooth and everything is good, you know what I'm saying? A woman don't want to stop that. You know what I'm saying? She wants to keep that routine going, and for as long as possible. So it's like, as vehemently opposed as women are to men cheating. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're as opposed to them cheating with. Or not as they're opposed to being cheated on, but they're not as opposed to cheating with. You know what I mean? And so it was a dynamic that I wanted to peer into and look into. Like has this, like, everyone sympathizes for that man, you know what I'm saying, because his main chick is bearing down on him to cut off those other girls, but no one puts themselves in those other girls' shoes, if that's a word. And so I just wanted to see what that was like. But it's like, I always thought that something like this was funny. You know, there was a meme I posted. If you watch the internet is interneting a few episodes ago, maybe, where it's like the meme of LeBron James, and he's saying, "Damn, I done deleted all my other hoes for you. What you want me to do?" And then I think last episode I posted a meme that said, when you thought the new relationship was going to work, so you dropped all your hoes and now you're trying to get them back. And it shows the short person in the pond with the fishing rod trying to get back her hoes. But you know, it's a great gesture of fidelity and commitment when you know, like back in the day, they would have the black book. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays we don't have a black book. We just have our phones. You know what I'm saying? And whoever's number's in the phone. But it's a great gesture of commitment when you can, you know, relinquish those numbers, because, you know, that emergency dick in the glass, or that, you know, that vagina Batman signal, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to let go, you know, when in the time of need, you know, when it's there for you, you know, when you can make the call, you know what I'm saying, and call the Ghostbusters, you know, it's very very needy. And when you get in relationships, when you get into new relationships, no matter how much you love the person or how much you really want to be with the person, it's hard to let those numbers go, because there's no guarantees in love. You know, there's no guarantees in love, and it's not the healthiest thing to switch up your whole life, you know, just to be with someone. I know people who, you know, they get, you can always, there's those serial relationshipers where, you know, every time they get in a new relationship, they gotta start cutting people off, acting funny, and, you know, changing phone numbers and all this and that. And it's like, yo, come on, like, and then you get up with them a year or 2 or 3 later, and it's like, hey, how you been, stranger? And he's like, you feel like you just want to smack him upside the head through the phone. Like, what you mean, stranger? Don't you ever in your life disrespect me like, you know what I'm saying, stranger? So yeah, you know, it's like, but this is something, you know, like, well, no, guys do this too, but like women, they do it outright, you know what I'm saying? It's like they send signals to the other bitch. You know what I'm saying? So they'll tell the guy to call that bitch in front of me, and then, you know what I'm saying, delete her number. Let me see you delete her number. You know what I'm saying? Or call her and tell her you ain't gonna speak to her, then deal with her no more, and then delete her number. You know what I'm saying? Guys don't want to be on that sucker shit, so they'll just say, yo, delete that nigga number. You know what I'm saying? Or get your number changed. Nah. You get a new number. You gonna be with me, you gonna have a new number. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, and I think in something like this is where, you know, you ever tell a woman, like, you better not be giving away my pussy. And then she's like, you put a ring on it? I think in this case right here, I think this would definitely warrant a ring being put on it. If you're gonna put such a demand on a person's life where they need to cut off former romantic flings just to be with you. You know what I mean? We all grown, you know what I'm saying? We all adults. If you hopefully you're an adult if you're listening to this podcast. This podcast is marketed to adults. But, you know, we all grown, we're all adults. And I think it's healthy to understand and accept that, you know, up until that person met you, they was fucking somebody. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, no matter how long ago, it could be the previous day, the previous week, or the previous month or months, plural. You know what I'm saying? Up until they got with you, they was fucking somebody. So you gotta respect that. You know what I mean? And yes, you come into relationships with the presumption of monogamy being a condition of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you make that social contract with that partner once you commit to them that you're going to be monogamous. And in that and to that degree, and depending on your level of psychological health, you should have some sort of trust. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to trust, the only way to gain trust is to trust, really. Like, you know, they gotta give you reassurance, and no, fuck that. If you gonna trust, you gonna trust. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had an old supervisor who used to say, I only trust you to be you. I don't trust you to do nothing else but do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's some of the realest shit I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? And what I took that as saying is, like, whether you faithful to me while we're together, because everyone's faithful up until they cheat. You know what I'm saying? As far as monogamy is concerned, right? Everyone's faithful until they cheat. But up until my knowledge of you being faithful to me, or up until my knowledge of you being faithful to me throughout the duration of our relationship, then you're faithful. Up until my knowledge of you being unfaithful to me, throughout the duration of my relationship, then you're unfaithful. You know, but at the end of the day, you can't put scarlet letters on people. And I had to get my heart broken to come to this realization. I had to face a harsh realities to come to this realization and understand it. It was hard for me, but I went through it so that you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm schooling you with this knowledge and this insight. You know what I mean? I went through it so that you don't have to. You don't own the person. When, you know what I'm saying? You don't own the person you with. I think it's very unfair that to coerce someone and coerce someone into deleting contact information that they once held dear. You know what I mean? I think if you really want that person to be with you and want you and want to be with you and really appreciate you, like, especially because women are known for doing this. Women are known for doing this to guys, and guys they just want peace, so they go along with it. You know what I'm saying? But you're kind of pushing the guy away. I know. Like, I'm not gonna say no woman can't ever do no shit like this to me, but I know me, and I know how I've reacted to women like this in the past who've kind of steered in this direction, this controlling, possessive direction. I know how I've handled it, so I already know that this probably won't work against me. This probably wouldn't work on me. But I give it the benefit of the doubt because I'm still human, and everybody's a sucker at one point. But I think it's because it's hard for like, women need security and safety. That's just their nature. That's the cave woman in them. You see what I'm saying? So with that in mind, it would be understanding when someone is feeling insecure to want to be controlling and possessive in order to regain that safety and security, right? That's just natural. That's pure mathematics. However, is it healthy? You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Is it beneficial to the relationship? Is it fruitful to the relationship? Does it strengthen the bond of the relationship? Because now he feels like he's dating a police officer. You know what I'm saying? And he feels like he has to move a certain way, and people had, like I said, people had lives before they met you. It's unfair to that other person to say, "Nah, I gotta cut people off just to be with you." Like, what kind of prison is that? You know what I mean? So I say that to say that if you want someone to be with you, you have to allow them to be with you. You can't, okay, yeah, you may have so much at stake. You may have things in each other's names and so on and so forth. And you've put in so much time and energy, and you have so much history together, or whatever the case may be. But when you force things, you make it worse. And when you force your partner to push people away for you, what you're really doing is pushing them into those other people's arms. So take with it what you will. And you know what I'm saying, rock out with that. You know what I'm saying, have fun with that. All right. That concludes our show. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And if you appreciate the show, go ahead and show it in Cash App at $ProsperityU LLC. We would like to thank you for tuning into Prosperity U LLC and continue to invest in the brand.